Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning to Monday's Mastery in Motion Motivational Call. It's your girl, Chanda Coston, your personal PMP and success strategist, your third quarter coach. And this week's strategy is going to be all around a time audit. You cannot master what you don't measure. So let's get into it. When I talk to entrepreneurs, the number one thing they tell me when they're trying to launch or scale a business is they don't have enough time. And most of them honestly don't even know where their time is going. And so, in order to fix that, what I'm going to share with you is a strategy this week that can help you figure it all out, which is simply audit your time. Take time this week to sit down and say, what am I doing with my hours? Where is my time going? How am I spending it? And figuring out what you can do to fix it. Let's get into it. So, like I said, I want you to remember this one little key term, and it's so true on so many levels, but you can't master, but you can't measure. Metrics are a thing all across your business, and you'll hear me say, what do your metrics look like? The reason is because numbers never lie, y'all. Numbers will never lie. And so if you are not tracking your numbers, whether it's how much you're making in your business, if you're meeting your goals in your business, where your holes at in your business, how much you're spending for services or inventory or any of those things, down to the point of what are you doing to move your business forward? And what does that look like? What are your metrics? What are your milestones? And so, in that same um, mindset, we're going to talk about time. How are you spending your time? If someone shouted you for a day, what would they see? What would they say were your biggest time wasters? Okay. So I want you to drop for me in the chat what you're focusing on today. For me, it is next week is the last week in the month. I will be focusing on my budget for the next month. I have a lot of things going on, and I want to make sure not only that I have time to work and get to the bag, but also that I have time for things that matter, like travel and spending time with family, etc. So there needs to be balance. So I need to make sure that my budget checks out, my money checks out right, but I also want to make sure that I have time to make more money, but also spend time with those that I love. So it all goes in tandem. So that's my focus for today. What's yours? So I just want to give you this little bit of insight today. Time is not lost, it's mismanaged. I just want you to let that sink in. Time is not lost, it's mismanaged. We all only have the same 24 hours, all of us. And a lot of times when I talk to business owners, another thing they'll say, well, I'm not there yet. But what do you mean you're not there yet, right? Because everybody has the same 24 hours. Some people just know how to manage it better. Unless you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth, then we all have to build and we all have to start the same way. And the difference in those that are successful and those that are not are those that learn how to manage their time. And there are a lot of different strategies for that, but I would dare to say one of the number ones is first knowing what you're doing with your time. And so that plays right back into what we're going to do this week. Okay. Limiting beliefs. I don't have enough time. I keep saying it. I keep saying it because you guys keep saying it to me. When I have discovery calls for my clients, and one of the things they always say is, I don't know, I don't have enough time. I got family, I got work, I got this, I got that. They have all these competing priorities. But if you don't make yourself and your business a non negotiable, it is never going to happen. And what that means is knowing where you're spending your time, but also knowing how to manage your time. And so there are a lot of resources within this community that can help you do that. But first things first, take a look at what your day looks like, how you're spending it. Are there things that you can do to regain your time? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Mindset shift for this week is going to say, are you going to say to yourself, I have enough time. I just need to direct it intentionally. Say that again. I have enough time. I just need to direct it intentionally. So, how many times have you set out to do like a bunch of stuff in a day? And when you sit down at the end of the day, you look at your list and you're like, oh my God, I didn't get anything done. And it's like, what happened? Right. And so you just want to be more mindful of that. And that way, awareness, right, brings change. At least that's my mindset. Once you're aware of something, then you're more likely to change it. Obviously, over just overlooking it and assuming that it's just going to fix itself. It's not. You're going to have to fix it. You're going to have to do the work like anything else. But if you put the work into it, you can get it done. So I want to ask you, what is one time waster that you can remove today? I want you to look at your schedule, look at what you're doing, look at how you're going to spend your day, and say, how can I spend this time better? How can I spend this time to better um, push my business forward or achieve my goals? What's the one thing you can do to help you on today? So I'm not going to say to do this every single day this week. I'm just going to say choose one day to audit, just one out of this week. And I want you to identify where your time is leaking, what you doing wrong. So this business owner who did a time audit for 72 hours and was actually able to recoup 10 hours for her week. And so that is like a game changer. If I had an extra 10 hours a week, I would dare to say I would feel like I had a clone. But what could you do with an extra 10 hours per week? So time audits are great. They make you aware of your holes and your gaps in your time management. And then they allow you to apply things to put in place so that you can fix that and that you can be more productive, execute more, and of course, accomplish your goals and get you closer to your bag. So I would dare to say again, conduct a time audit for at least 24 hours this week. And then I want you to come back and drop it in the chat and tell me what that looked like, where you found out you were wasting your time, and then what you were able to do with that extra time this week. And finally, I'm going to say identify at least one activity you can reduce, eliminate, or delegate immediately. That shouldn't be hard for too many of us because if you look at your business, there are plenty of things that you are constantly doing that you should either let somebody else do that are low hanging fruit that does not move your needle for, further along. And so when you look at your processes and you look at how you're spending your times, like, is this something that I have to do personally? If not, you can delegate it. Is this something that helps my business? And if it does help your business, then you want to, and you want to automate it. But if you are doing things that are not helping your business at all, then just go ahead and eliminate it. Get it out the way. Who am I talking to this morning? So again, I want you to audit your time and eliminate one unnecessary task today. And then our closing affirmation is I am in control. Every moment is a choice, and I choose wisely. This is your girl, Chanda Coston, your personal PMP and your success strategist, your third quarter coach, reminding you that your life is made by your choices. And today we're going to choose to audit our time because you cannot master what you do not measure. So, you guys have an amazing week. That's your strategy for this week, a time audit. Take 24 hours to look at your time, figure out what you can get rid of, any necessary tasks, and how you can recoup that time and make it more productive for you and your business. You guys be blessed, take care, and stay amazing.